Hello everyone, welcome to the NuttX Workshop 2025. It's my great pleasure to join this online workshop today to discuss device tree support and implementation in NuttX. Now, let's get started. There are 5 parts in my share today. First, introducing the background of the work, we will review the role of device tree in embedded systems and why it's being introduced in NuttX. Section 2. Device tree dynamic loading and parsing. This part will detail how to dynamically load and parse device tree data at runtime. Section 3. Device tree static parsing and dynamic extension. We will introduce the implementation of static parsing and discuss how to enhance flexibility through dynamic extensions. Section 4. Through an example, we will compare the resource usage of the above 2 methods and their suitable application scenarios. Finally, outlook on future plans and directions. Now, let's dive into the first section. Introduction: the background of NuttX device tree related work. First, what is device tree? It's a data structure used to describe hardware resources that originated from open firmware. Let's first take a look at this table, which lists the usage of device tree in open source operating systems. Among them, the loading and parsing of device tree in Linux and RT-Thread are done dynamically, and Linux supporting all architectures and platforms. Therefore, the parsing of device tree is completed before compilation, and the device tree information is compiled into the source code. It also supports all architectures and platforms. Currently, device tree has been widely promoted and popularized in embedded systems like Linux and Zephyr. Supporting device tree is important for NuttX to adapt to more hardware platforms and boost ecosystem competitiveness. Next, I will introduce the support for device tree in NuttX. NuttX currently supports 2 device tree processing features to meet hardware adaptation needs in different application scenarios. First, look at the left section, device tree dynamic loading and parsing. NuttX uses the libfdt library to handle FDT, which is highly suitable for flexible hardware adaptation. It allows dynamic loading and parsing of hardware description information at runtime without the need to recompile the kernel. In the middle is the static parsing of device tree. We have ported this feature from the Zephyr project. During the pre-processing stage before compilation, it parses device tree information statically. The parsing code calls system-provided device tree APIs to compile the hardware information into the source code. This is suitable for resource-constrained real-time embedded scenarios. On the right is the dynamic extension of the middle method. It parses device tree information for multiple boards statically, compiles it into the source code via dynamic APIs, and retrieves device tree information at runtime based on board ID dynamically. This feature allows dynamic compatibility with multiple boards in the same cells. Through it, we can dynamically adjust hardware configurations and enhance system adaptability. First, let's introduce the support for device tree dynamic parsing method. Currently, NuttX supports parsing of flattened device tree using libfdt, a utility library for reading and manipulating the binary format. Based on that, NuttX has implemented some common functions. These common functions support retrieving device information and more. Device tree support in NuttX will reduce the configuration of chips or boards. This implementation is already supported in the driver initialization on the QMU platform. Additionally, NuttX has integrated common tools into the system toolkit that support device tree operations. Now, let's see how to use it in NuttX. This page shows the specific steps and example code to help everyone get started quickly. First, enable device tree and libfdt by keyconfig settings. Then, register the DTB address. Use fdt register to set the DTB address in NuttX. Last, parse the DTB. Chip or board will use fdt-get to get the DTB address, and then use fdt APIs to parse the DTB properties. Now, let's look at the system tools in NuttX. Device tree utilities. These tools are implemented based on libfdt and provide an interface for access from user space via proc fdt. First, take a look at this table, which lists the functions, configuration requirements, and usage examples for several tools. Note, the proc fdt is read-only, and runtime DTB modification from user space is not supported. There are the system tools compiled after enabling the corresponding configurations. Next, let's introduce the support for device tree static parsing method and the implementation of dynamic extension features for multiple boards in NuttX. Its main components include configuration module, parsing toolset, pre-processing scripts and API, configuration module, integrated in keyconfig, used to select whether to enable pre-processing and configure input files. Toolset. The static parsing tools are ported from the Zephyr project, supporting the pre-processing of DTS files before compilation, and generate header files. Pre-processing scripts. During the pre-build phase, they parse diff config information, call the pre-processing tools, and generate header files containing specific device tree information. The macros in these header fields include device tree details, such as node paths, property values, and so on. Macro API interface. Define API interface for retrieving macro values, allowing chip or board code to call and obtain hardware information. This feature defines macro-based API to help drivers fetch hardware info, suitable for resource-constrained scenarios. This page lists the currently supported static and dynamic APIs for retrieving device tree information, allowing drivers to access hardware info directly at compile time. These static micro APIs are defined in the NuttX kernel source header file directory. The dynamic micro APIs are generated temporarily in the CMake out under NuttX header file directory based on the number of compatible boards and are included by device tree header file. User code only needs to include device tree to use them. Next, we will discuss the implementation of dynamic extensions, which supports compatibility for multiple boards in the same cells. The green part is the static header files, and the blue part is the generated header files. Pre-processing the multi-board content follows the static steps. Add prefix to the macros generated for different boards, such as B1, Bn, and in the generated API, use conditional statements to compile all multiple board information into the source code. At runtime, based on the obtained board ID, execute statements that meet the board ID and get the device information for the specific board. Now, let's see how to use it in NuttX. 1. Write DTS files and binding files. Define hardware device nodes and their properties. 2. In the NuttX build configuration, enable the device tree pre-processing feature and specify the input file path for DTS, YAML, H, and so on for multi-board scenarios. Separate them with semicolons. 3. Before compiling the source code, the pre-processing scripts parse the DTS automatically and generate header files containing macros for hardware parameters. 4. The parsing code includes the header file device tree, which includes other generated header files, and gets hardware information through macro definitions or API interface. Currently, on the QMU platform, we have ported the Z4 static micro API test case based on the CMOCA testing framework and added the test case for the dynamic API. By following the steps above, you can compile and run them. Now, let's use an example of driver parsing on the ZCU board to compare the resource usage of the two device tree parsing methods supported in NuttX and discuss their suitable application scenarios. I will show you a DTS parsing demo by among two different ways. One is dynamic. The other we called it static. After that, you can find the resources occupied status. The data in the table is based on actually ZCU tests. The dynamic method requires cost for room and parsing time, and the cost gradually increases. After the above introduction, let's plan our future work together. First, the QMU platform demo. We will implementation driver initialization using static device tree processing on the QMU platform. This demo will show how to efficiently obtain hardware information in a simulated environment. Second, building the driver ecosystem. We aim to support device tree parsing for more drivers under NuttX. This will explain the compatibility of the system, enabling broader hardware integration. Thank you.